Hello, my wonderful people. My name is Dasha Savage. I am a psychologist and women's programs facilitator, and I thought it would be a good idea to start a new series on my podcast. Usually on Instagram, dasha.savage, I do Sunday questions where people can ask me some short questions and I provide some short answers. But also I received several emails with longer questions. So Instagram is not a good format for those. So I decided podcast and the audio form is better. So if you have longer questions, if you want to share some of your situations in life and get some feedback from a psychologist, please reach out. You can find my email in the description box of this episode. So the first question comes from Jillian. Name is changed, obviously. So, hello, Dasha. A year ago, I was living with a boyfriend of 4 years. We'd been through a lot. Arguments, makeups, the usual ups and downs, until I discovered that he'd cheated on me with my cousin. So we broke up. 3 months later, I met another guy, and we've now lived together for about a year. But I am jealous of him all the time. I get angry, I curse at him, even throw things. I try to control everything, his calls, his texts, his social media accounts, though they're all perfectly clean. I practically drive him and myself crazy every day. I know I am going too far, but I can't seem to stop. I just don't trust him. Our sex life is down to once a week, and it's never my idea. Please tell me, what should I do? How can I get over this and change my attitude toward my boyfriend? Well, first of all, thank you so much for your question. And let's start from the end of your message. So you mentioned that sex happens about once a week now, and that it's not initiated by you. So I'm curious, was it more frequent earlier in the relationship, or has it actually become more frequent recently and you are interpreting that as a sign that you shouldn't be jealous? So either way, it is important to know that changes in sexual frequency, they can reflect many different things. Sometimes it's just that after some time together, people start showing their real rhythm and preferences. Because in the beginning, as you know, many of us behave the way we think we should behave in a relationship. We're trying to be impressive or to avoid fears we carry, right? So as the relationship becomes more stable, our behavior becomes more natural and less filtered. Let's look at your previous relationship first. Did you experience jealousy in that one? Or were you more emotionally secure at first? Yeah, even though infidelity still happened anyway. So if you felt totally safe and trusting, and then you were betrayed, especially in such a painful way with someone from your own family, it's really terrible. So your lack of trust now is a very understandable reaction. Even though it doesn't make daily life easier for you or your current partner emotionally, it's definitely not crazy or irrational. This is exactly what happens when the ground just gets pulled out from under you, like it happened in your previous relationship. But now the real question that should be asked is your current anxiety appropriate to this new relationship, or you're just stuck. You're stuck in the emotional aftershock of the old one. So has your current partner ever said, even as a joke, even as a little joke, that he's not happy with you in this relationship? And if so, one of the most useful things you can do is to ask him to speak openly and directly, without downplaying, without making jokes, nothing like that. And then you can start working on the problems together. Now it looks like you are the only one dragging this relationship, controlling everything, finding problems and actually creating problems there. Instead of guessing, instead of spiraling, you should ask him, you should talk to him. And if he hasn't said anything like that, if he hasn't made any flirty comments or suggested that cheating is normal, or I don't know, maybe he never shown admiration for people who are unfaithful in books or movies. So actually, it's a good reason to start rebuilding trust in yourself. Yeah, same goes for all the checks you're mentioning, all the social media accounts, texts, emails, everything. You're checking, you're suspicious. So if everything comes back clean, that's also a sign. If you still find it impossible to trust, you might start with one simple goal. Try not to act in the heat of emotion. These jealousy-fueled reactions like yelling, accusing, throwing things, you mentioned you're throwing things, they may feel relieving in the moment, but they often hurt the relationship in the long run. Think in the long distance aspect. Yes, in the moment you're satisfied, you expressed yourself, but in the long run, you're damaging stuff, you're destroying your own relationship. These actions, they can make disrespect feel allowed during your conflicts. And that's really hard to undo in the future. So instead, try waiting out the emotional wave. I know it's easier said than done, but ask yourself, how long do I usually need to cool down? It's an hour, 2 hours, is it a full day? Then when you're calmer, talk about your feelings clearly, without blaming, without accusations. Because this new partner, technically based on your message, you don't have much to accuse him for. All the messages come clean. I assume he's not the one throwing things at you. You were the one doing that. So technically, there's nothing to blame him for. What you're blaming is your previous relationship. If you do have some criticism, try to pair it with real suggestions, something that could work for both of you. So the goal here is not to suppress your emotions. The goal should be to learn new ways to express them. Yeah, some ways that would not destroy your closeness. Something that will help you feel safer, feel more seen in this relationship, and more in control. Because the person who is throwing things, who's yelling, these people are not in control of anything. It's the illusion of control. Find how much time you need to calm down and then come back being stable, being relaxed, and talk about facts. Talk about facts. Don't talk about your imaginary situation. Right? So communication is the key in this situation, like in most situations, as you probably already know, that communication is the number one thing to learn. But that's what we're doing here. So, okay, if you have any questions, please send them to my email. You will find it in the description box of this episode. Also, if you have some short questions, welcome to my Instagram, Dasha Savage. I'll be happy to see you there. That's it for today. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.